Hello, welcome to this class designed with stability and movement into the shoulders to prepare us for inversion. Today I would recommend to have a couple of bricks, a blanket for sure, and a belt as well. And we'll start lying down. So start on your back. And you may want to have your legs extended or your feet flat and your knees up. And as usual, we will take a few breaths to notice what it is like to be ourselves today. Notice the mind and its activity. Notice the body and how it is feeling today. Notice the breath too. Hurried maybe, smooth perhaps. And if you focus on the breath now, the inhale coming in through the nose, the exhale coming out through the nose. Notice the journey that the breath takes in your body. It may, of course, be coming in through the mouth and out through the mouth if that's more comfortable for you. And notice as you take a few breaths before movement comes in, really truly what feels good in your body and perhaps what feels not so good. And as the case may be, what feels wrong, so that you know to only go as far as you feel is comfortable for you. When you're ready to slowly open your eyes, you can wiggle your toes. Let's take the arms a little further away from the side of the body and the feet perhaps a little further away too. As you inhale to the center, as you exhale, the knees go over to the right side and the nose to the left. Come back through towards the center and then over to the other side. Inhale to the center, exhale to opposite side, nose and knee. Inhale to the center, exhale, opposite side, nose and knee. And again. Come back through to the center with the nose and the knees. Bring the feet a little closer towards one another, somewhere underneath the knees if that's comfortable. And then hug the knees in towards the chest, hands to the top of the knees. And then you can start to take a few circles into the lower back, perhaps releasing some tension, or simply just sensing out how the back is feeling. And then in the other direction. Release the feet to the floor. You're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling and then take some rotations into the wrists and then in the other direction. And then here you're going to take the palms together so they're right in the center here. You're going to inhale, take the arms over the head, and then separate the palms so the palms are facing up to the ceiling. Then halfway when they come towards the shoulder, start to turn the palms down as you carry on the circle to bring the hands and the palms together over your pubic bone and together. So we inhale, we go over the head and open the arms out, and we exhale, come to the shoulder, palms down, palms come together above the body. So repeat this in this direction a couple more times. Notice what it feels like in the shoulders. You can make the movement smaller if that's better for you. Let's reverse the circle. So this time we take the fingers towards the pubic bone, and then we're going to take the palms up as they come up towards the shoulders, then turn them in as they come together over the head. So up as we open, and in as if you were sort of taking a swim on your back here. So there we go. Let's do it once more after this one. Good. And then we're going to extend the legs forward. Take the legs to either side of the mat. You can lift the arms over the head, either side of the mat as well. And then start to take the legs over towards the right. So the left leg comes over to the right side of the mat, and maybe you can take the legs a little more to the right. Bend your elbows and bring the arms a little bit more to the right, and then the head will go so the right ear towards the right shoulder. It's up to you here if you want to stay there and just notice what happens in that bananasana, that posture of the banana, where you feel that opening into the left side of the body. You might take it a little further by crossing the legs or holding onto the wrists. And then release the legs back through to the center. Slide the head back through to the center and the arms back up again. You can rest the arms here or again by the side of the body if you want for a breath or two, before we transition to the other side. So this time, legs go over to the left. Arms move to the left ear towards the left shoulder. Stay here for a few breaths. Notice the stretch in the side of the body. Allow the legs to come back to the center, the arms and the head to come back through to the center. Push against gravity to bring the arms back to the side of the body. Bring the right foot flat to the floor, the left foot flat to the floor. Press onto the feet and lift and lengthen the tailbone, and then release it to the floor. Because you'll have elongated when you took the side bends here, you just want to go gently in the lower back and hug the knees once more. Tuck the chin, forehead towards the knees. Release the head down, take the feet flat to the floor. We're going to have the arms by the side of the body. Palms, forearms and upper arms firmly pressed against the floor. We're going to inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, press onto the feet and lift. So peel the spine away from the floor. You inhale and you stay where you are, and then you exhale and you release. Upper back, middle back, lower back down into the floor. Let's take this once more. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone, feel the feet against the floor. Exhale, peel the spine slowly upwards. Inhale, stay where you are. Exhale, release, upper back, middle back, lower back, and buttocks to the floor. We'll do this twice more. This time, however, we'll engage the upper arms a little bit more. So find the palms pressing down to the floor, the forearms and the upper arms. And the upper arms and the shoulders press down into the floor so much as if they were trying to staple themselves to the floor, that the upper chest lifts a little bit. In fact, my fingertips, hands, and even the heels of my hands are lifting here. Keep that strength into the upper body. You're going to inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, peel the spine. Inhale, stay here. And exhale, release. So you feel the engagement of the shoulders. When you exhale, you can relax and release the shoulders. We'll do this once more. So again, press the arms down. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, peel the spine off. Inhale, stay where you are. And exhale, release yourself all the way down into the floor. There we go. Release the arms out. Take the knees in towards the chest. Take the hands behind the thighs. And then you're going to start to rock back and forth to come up to a comfortable seated posture. Although here, if it's more apt for you to roll over onto your side and come up seated, then that's what you are going to do. So finding yourself seated here, let's stretch a little bit more into the neck, taking the right, left ear even to the left shoulder. You can place the right arm in line with the hip, or even a little bit more behind you as if it's going through and coming to say hello on the other side of the waistline. Notice that stretch into the side of the neck. Release the arm, bring the head back through towards the center. Let's take this to the other side. So you're placing right ear towards the right shoulder, left arm to hip height, maybe behind, maybe around the waistline. And taking a few breaths. Release the hand, bring the head back through towards the center. And then from this, you're going to take some shoulder rotation. So you're going to bring the shoulders forward, up, back and down, forward, up, back and down. And you squeeze the shoulder blades here and you release them away from one another. Let's take this 3 times in the other direction. Back, up, forward and down, and back and up and forward and down. Let's take the right arm out, the left hand onto the right arm. We're going to turn the thumb in. Internally rotate the shoulder, come back up, and then again you open up, externally rotate. 2 more, turning in and out, and in, and out. Release the arm down. Let's take this to the other side. Right arm, or left arm even, open up. Right hand to the shoulder, thumb down, so you turn, internally rotate. You can feel this in the shoulder, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. Release the arm down to the floor. You can take the opposite crossing of the legs here if that's comfortable for you. Let's take the left hand to the side of the hip. The right arm will open up. And let's take a side bend here. So you can release, bend the elbow and release a little further away. Gazing at an angle or down or up, whatever feels good. Let's come all the way back up through towards the center and to the other side. Left arm comes up. Lift and take your side bend. You may extend the right arm away from you a little bit, maybe even taking the forearm all the way down to the floor if you still have that left hip down to the floor. Let's come all the way back up. This time, take the hands to the knees. You're going to inhale, open up the chest. So you roll the shoulders back as if you were just very curious, look up to what's happening. As you exhale, you round into your back. You want to look towards your belly button. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down, round into your back. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Come back through towards the center here. Slide your legs out to the side. Come onto your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can sit back into your heels, into your child's posture. From your child's posture here, let's inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the hands forward. Into your puppy, bum above the knees. Inhale, one hand after the other, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding towards the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, sit back into your heels. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward into your puppy, stretching into the chest and the armpits. Inhale, one arm after the other to look up, and then as you exhale to round. To inhale, look up once more. To exhale, sit back into your heels. We're going to do this twice more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. This time, if your core allows you to, bring your hands both at the same time under the shoulders to look up. As you exhale, you round. Inhale, look up. Exhale into your child's posture. Repeat this once more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, hands and knees look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. Exhale into your child's posture. Let's inhale, sit back onto our heels. Roll the shoulders back. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace them if we can, or you may use your belt as well as an arm extension. Stretch the chest and open up. From this, release the hands forward. Come onto your front. Release yourself all the way down to the front. Forearms in front of you, into your sphinx. Press and firm the legs down into the floor. And imagine here that you're trying to avoid something that is going to come underneath your body. So something trying to crawl under your belly, for instance. So here you're going to take the belly in towards the spine to engage it. And you may start to feel it lifting up away from the floor. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. It's that aim, that impression, the idea that you're lifting it away. And then if you can, you're going to lift the belly, the hips, the pubic bone. You can tuck the toes here, and then perhaps you lift the thighs even up off the floor. And so you come into a forearm plank here. You've moved from a sphinx to a forearm plank, so you may gaze down, and here you may stay For another 3 breaths, for instance, option to have the knees to the floor. That will still work your arms, work your shoulders, work your core. 1 more breath. Dangerous pass. Release the knees, release the thighs, release the pubic bone, release the belly. Allow that head now to come up and look. Slide the hands under the shoulders and then sit back into your heels, toes tucked, to come back into a downward facing dog. Maybe you bend the knees and walk a little bit. Maybe you shift your hips from side to side. Slowly walk your hands back towards the back of the mat so you may come into a forward fold. Whether you have the knees bent or the legs straight, whether you have the hands to the floor or to a brick in front of you or to your shins, focus on that lengthening into the back body. You may find this in your legs, in your back, in your arms. You could also even hold the elbows to give yourself a little bit more traction in your back. And then slowly you're going to look towards your feet, place the hands at the front, and then walk yourself back towards a plank. You can now release the knees to the floor if you want a half a plank, or you will stay here engaging the core, lengthening the crown of the head forward. Imagine you're pushing your heels towards the back of the room. And imagine you're firming so that your arms will go towards one another, so you broaden the space between the shoulder blades. Let's release the knees to the floor, sit back onto the heels and relax the shoulders. Maybe shake those arms around a little bit. Let's come on to our side. Let's say the left side to start with. Here, find your knees bent, and the angle will just depend on how it feels comfortable for you. That left forearm will be down into the floor, and again the angle of the forearm could be a little bit more towards the top of the mat, towards the angle, or forwards. That depends on how comfortable it feels for you. You can stay here and imagine that the front of the shoulder goes towards the back of the shoulder, but the shoulder goes to the back, and then that will allow you to open up a little bit more. You can keep the hand to the hip. You can stay here and press and feel that engagement into the upper arm. You could also here lift the top arm and then come through and under. Your last option would be to lift your hip so you bear a little bit more weight onto the shoulder. Lift the arm, and then as you exhale, you go under. So we can do just about 3 of those. They're considered. You really take them then slowly. You can feel the front and the shoulder going towards the back and the back towards the front, so you feel very secure. Come back through towards the center. Release the hips if they're not already down to the floor. Lift yourself back up. Swing to the other side, or just roll over onto your side, whichever is easiest for you. So again, remember, take a breath or two to set up the knees, to set up the arm, to feel everything firming, front of the shoulder towards the back, back towards the front. And choose your option to lift the arm and simply to engage and threading your needle. That's quite similar to that threading the needle we do. Or you can lift the hip, inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to come through. And again, inhale up, exhale through, inhale up, exhale through. Inhale, come all the way back up, release your hips down, come back now, come onto your shins, take the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers or use your bell to stretch the arms back. From here, we'll take the right leg forward and then tuck the back foot. You can lift yourself up into a high lunge, or you can leave the back knee down towards the floor here. We're going to take the right leg a little bit more to the outside. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hinge yourself forward and down so that the arms go behind you and you can fall to the inside of your leg. Your option on the back leg as well is to have the foot completely to the floor into a warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Arms come back behind you. Let's do this another 3 times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward and down. One last time. Come back up into your lunge. Release the hands to the hips. Release the left knee down to the floor. Release the right shin down to the floor as well. Crown of the head up. Relax the shoulders. Relax the back body. Take that left leg forward. Tuck the back foot. Lift up. Option, you're into your lunge or you're into the warrior one. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, take the arms behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up into your lunge or warrior one. This time, as you take the hands to the side of the hips, you're going to take the back leg all the way towards the front. Relax the shoulders. Let's take a couple of sun salutation here. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Right leg back, choose where the knee goes. If it goes to the floor, it keeps lifted. Release the hands down. Front leg goes back into a down dog. Let's come up onto the toes, forward into a plank. Can we hold our plank or our half a plank for 3 breaths? Can we try to release ourselves, counting from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to the floor. Choose your back bend, whether it's a sphinx, hovering cobra, an upward facing dog. Back into your child's pose or down dog. Lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, bring it in between the hands. Lift the arms, left knee to the floor or up. Release the hands down, back leg steps to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knees, sweep, and release the arms out to the side. One more to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Left leg goes back. Left knee goes down or not as you take the arms up. Release the hands down. Front leg goes back into a down dog. Up onto the toes, forward into a plank for 3 breaths. Remember, you can release the knees to the floor. Keep extending the crown of the head forward, the heels back. One more. Can we come down to the floor from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then into your back bend of choice. Back into your down dog. Left leg lifts and comes forward. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands to the floor, back leg to the front, crown of the head down, bend the knees, sweep the floor. Release the arms out to the side. Stay here for a couple of breaths, just noticing the heart rate, noticing where you're feeling this working in your body. Take hold of your belt. And from here, we'll have the whole length of the belt at hand. Take your weight onto the left leg and step the right leg back into a warrior one stance. So wide enough so that you can roll the right hip forward and take the left hip back, the front knee is bent. You're going to have the arms forward, so I've got the belt quite loose in between my hands. As I inhale this time, I'm going to pull the right arm back, still holding, so I try to resist and I exhale. Inhale and exhale, come back through towards the center. We'll do this once more. Inhale, pull it back. So you have a resistance essentially, so this makes the shoulder work. You're really pulling against it as you stay on the inhale again, and then on the exhale you release. Let's go straight to the other side. So you may shift your feet around, make sure that you're wide enough so that that warrior one is comfortable for you. This time the leading hand, the one that's staying in front, is the right hand. So inhale, take the left arm back, offer that resistance with the belt. Exhale, you stay there. Inhale, you stay there. Exhale, you come back. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Keep the tension. Inhale, stay. Exhale, come back. Good. You can keep that belt at hand here, but maybe just double it up. Have your feet parallel to one another. Let's take the belt behind. Knees should be comfortable. Roll the shoulders back. For me, I always find it easier to have the belt as an arm extension to be able to lift. Interlacing the hands just creates too much pinching into my shoulders, but some of you may feel perfectly comfortable not having to use the belt. So again, inhale, lengthen the tailbone, offer the chest up so you're rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward to halfway, crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Inhale, crown of the head forward again. Exhale, fold yourself forward. The arms come over the head. You're getting a stretch into the legs. And opening into the shoulders at the front, the pectorals. And you can stay here for another 2 to 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, inhale, gaze back to halfway. So the crown of the head is forward. The hands reach towards the bottom with your belt. Stay there as you exhale. You can let go of the belt. Inhale, hands onto the thighs as if you were pushing some space for your belly. And then as you exhale, you come all the way back up towards the top. Well done. This time we're going to walk the feet back through towards the center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Take the right leg back, left leg back into your down dog. You can bend the knees, you can decide to walk, to step, to jump. So you can jump through to being seated, or you can walk your feet towards the front and then come and sit down onto your bum, or you can release the knees to the floor and sit down onto your bum. So choose what feels comfortable for you to do so that you eventually land on your bottom. Let's take the feet flat to the floor. Make sure that those blankets that I mentioned at the beginning, or the thick blanket, is at hand. We're going to release all the way down into the floor here. And take a few breaths. Let's place the arms by the side of the body. Again, this time as we come back into our bridge, You can, of course, use a brick between your feet or your thighs. Here we are firming the arms, so we're going to press the palms down, the forearms down, then the upper arms down, so much so that the chest sort of lifts up. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, you're going to scoop and lift and stay there for a few breaths. Alternatively, you come up and down. Here, allow the awareness to go into your feet. Big to little to inner heel, outer heel planted. Thighs lifted. Upper arms really pressing down so you are working those. Let's stay here for another 3 breaths. And then let's release the shoulders. Let's release the arms, the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, the buttocks. Allow the feet to go a little bit wider and the knees together. Take a couple of breaths here. Roll over onto your side. Here you come to a seated posture to choose what option you're going to take next. You can come back to your bridge, or you can use your brick underneath your bottom to lift your legs up towards the ceiling. The other option that we're going to come to is halasana, the plow, and come into a shoulder stand. And this is why we would need our blankets. Now, if you suffer from high blood pressure, hiatus hernia, glaucoma, and perhaps you're on your period, you might want to stick with either the bridge or the legs on your bricks. So just to show you what it would be if you were to decide to have a supported legs lifted, you lift yourself, you have the bricks underneath your body. My cat has decided to play with bubble wrap. Why not? You lift the legs up towards the ceiling and you can stay here. You still have the chest higher than the head. You should have some space enough to place the hands under the back of the head, between the neck and the floor. And you can stay here for a little while. This is very nice. You can stay into a supported bridge even with those 2 bricks, or working your muscle strength by taking that bridge on your own. If you would like to come into the shoulder stand and the plow, we'll start with the plow. You take your blanket into a rectangle or a square big enough so that your shoulder tips, I think my legs might reach the wall, so your shoulder tips would be here, or the top of the shoulder actually, not the shoulder tips. And so you have a little bit of space. You don't necessarily need to use a blanket, but I think it feels quite nice and supportive here. So you can take the knees in towards the chest and then start to lift the legs to then take them behind you. They may not quite reach the floor. Also, you could have, no, bricks are too far away. You could have bricks under your feet to bridge the gap between your feet and the floor. Take a few breaths here. And then slowly start to lift your legs up towards the ceiling. Now, for those of you that are supported on the brick, you might be still staying here a little bit longer, or you can start to take the knees in towards the chest and come in and roll yourself down. It's entirely up to you. Some are able to release the arms down and hold onto the outside of the mats to lift themselves up and take a little bit more weight onto the shoulders. Bend the knees, take them to either side of the face, and very gently, slowly release yourself down. If you were a pebble reaching the water, you wouldn't make any splashes, so try to use your core and your time to slowly release yourself down. Here, allow the knees to knock in, so if you were into your bridge or if you were into your legs on your support, again, you're going to come down and allow the knees to knock in towards one another. Come over onto one side very gently and bring yourself onto your front. You may not need the blankets anymore if they're there, not for now, not until relaxation. Bring yourself onto your front. And then here, we're going to have the arms a little bit more forward. I shall move down a little bit so it's easier for you to see. And here, as you inhale, you're going to lift the left arm, gaze over towards the left, and lift the right leg. Inhale everything back down into the center. And then again, next breath, inhale, gaze towards the right arm as you lift it and as the left leg. Exhale, you bring everything back through towards the center. Twice more to either side. Left arm, right leg. Inhale, gaze towards the left arm. And then replace everything back through to the center. Gaze to the right, right arm lifted, left leg lifted. Exhale, release back through to the center. Once more to either side in your own time. Hands under your face, rest your forehead onto your hands. You can wibble wobble your bottom. Hands to the side of the chest. Tuck the toes. Bring yourself back down into a comfortable child's posture, whether you have your knees together or your knees separated. Gently bring the arms forward, elbows to the floor. Slide yourself onto your back. Toes and heels and knees together. Arms wherever they feel comfortable. Allow the knees to fall over towards the right and the gaze over towards the left. Notice how you are feeling still here, a little bit active or starting to slow down. Nose and knees to the center, then over to the other side. Knees to the left, nose to the right. Nose to the centre, knees to the centre. Bring the arms a little closer to the side of the body. Perhaps you're putting some socks or a blanket to come into your Shavasana. Allow the feet to roll out, or still to support your back by having the feet flat and the knees up. Close your eyes. Allow the awareness of the breath to come inside of your body. Notice how you are feeling right now. Allow the body, the breath, the thought to quieten down. You may stay here longer. Or gently bring some movement into your body. Taking any movement that feels good. Eventually rolling over onto one side, curled up into a ball. Bring your top hand down to the floor. Bring yourself back to a comfortable seated posture. Notice how you are feeling right now. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, loudly through the mouth. Twice more. Let's take one more breath. Release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. I salute you. Namaste.